Dear brothers and sisters in Christ, today I want to share with you a wonderful testimony of transformation, a testimony that reminds us of God's infinite power and His ability to change even the hardest of hearts. We are witnessing an extraordinary phenomenon, a growing number of atheist scientists who, confronted with the complexity and beauty of creation, are finding their way to Christ. I will tell you about how their lives and beliefs have been transformed by divine grace. Imagine for a moment the life of a scientist, dedicated to research, methodological rigor, and empirical evidence. They are often surrounded by an environment that considers faith in God as something superfluous or, worse yet, irrelevant. This was the case for Dr. Cy Gart, a renowned biochemist who for many years lived as a convinced atheist. Raised in an atheist and communist family, Gart had no place for God in his worldview. But the Lord has wonderful plans for each of us, and He makes no exception for those who work in the fields of science. Gart's journey to faith was long and complex, marked by moments of deep reflection and touching personal experiences. One of the crucial moments came when he began studying molecular biology, discovering the extraordinary complexity of the process through which proteins are synthesized in cells. This complexity, which seemed to almost defy purely materialistic explanation, began to instill in him the doubt that perhaps there was something greater at work. Dear friends, let us pause for a moment to reflect on the magnificence of our Creator. Think about the wonders of the natural world, from the structure of DNA to the vastness of the universe. Every detail, every little mechanism is a testimony to divine mastery. For a scientist like Gart, this awareness came as an enlightenment. The simple evolutionary explanation could not do justice to the complexity and harmony he observed in nature. But it was not just science that led him to God. His openness to the divine was also fueled by profound spiritual experiences. A turning point came when a friend invited him to attend a mass in a Catholic church run by Franciscans. Gart expected to be judged, condemned, but what he found was a message of love and acceptance. This encounter with the Christian community touched his heart, paving the way for further explorations of faith. One of the most significant experiences in his search was reading the New Testament, particularly the Gospel of Matthew and the Book of Acts. These texts deeply moved him, making him perceive a historical and spiritual truth that could not be ignored. He felt that what he was reading was not just a myth or a legend, but a living and pulsating reality.
When I was an atheist, I believed there was no evidence for God, but that science was the truth. Then science showed me there was no evidence for atheism.
Dear brothers and sisters, this story is not unique. Many other scientists have experienced similar transformations. Studying DNA replication, many scientists have found themselves questioning their atheistic beliefs. The complexity of the process made them think there must be a higher intelligence behind it all. The laws governing the functioning of the universe appear finely tuned to allow for the existence of life. Their precision and coherence suggest the work of an intelligent creator who intended to give rise to a universe capable of hosting life. The birth of life from inorganic matter is an event still shrouded in mystery. These testimonies show how science and faith are not in conflict, but can indeed integrate harmoniously. Science can help us better understand the world God has created, while faith offers us the key to understanding the deeper meaning of our existence. I invite you to reflect on another fundamental aspect, the question of the origin of life. Many scientists have encountered the problem of abiogenesis, the origin of life from non-living matter, and have discovered that science alone cannot provide an exhaustive explanation. Even the most fervent supporters of evolution, such as Charles Darwin and Richard Dawkins, have admitted that the origin of life remains a mystery. Current scientific explanations for abiogenesis are insufficient. The chemical reactions necessary to create life are incredibly complex and difficult to replicate in the laboratory. If we have managed to understand what the fundamental building blocks of life are, we are still unable to explain how it was possible. Moreover, it has been shown that the birth of life by chance is an event so statistically improbable that we can almost call it impossible. Our universe is not infinite, but had a beginning about 13 billion years ago, and in this time span, it is rationally impossible for life to have arisen through the random aggregation of fundamental elements. Science can explain many aspects of the natural world, but when it comes to understanding how life began, it finds itself facing a wall. This wall, for many scientists, has become a turning point, a moment when they began to seriously consider the existence of a creator. Let us remember the words of Proverbs. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. Human wisdom is limited, but God's wisdom is infinite. Scientists who have converted have learned to trust in God, recognizing that there are mysteries that science cannot explain. They have discovered that faith is not in contrast with reason, but completes it. I want to conclude with a reflection on the role of philosophy in science. Some scientists are beginning to recognize that it may be necessary to reintroduce concepts such as teleology, the idea that there is an intrinsic purpose in nature. This could bring us closer to a more complete understanding of our universe and our place in it. Ultimately, science and philosophy can work together to reveal the greatness of God. Dear brothers and sisters, I urge you never to lose hope. If you know someone who struggles with faith because of science, encourage them to explore the wonders of creation with an open heart. God is present in every aspect of our world, from the smallest cell to the vastness of the cosmos. His hand guides everything, and His love is the answer to all our questions. Let us always remember the words of the first letter to the Corinthians, so that your faith might not rest on human wisdom, but on God's power. Our faith is founded on a truth greater than anything science can explain, a truth that resides in the heart of Jesus Christ. If this video has helped you in your journey of faith, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. May the Lord bless each of you with His peace and wisdom, and may the light of Christ always illuminate your path.